Hey, wanted to quickly talk about a new crossbow scope I got. So I've got a Centerpoint Wrath 430 that came with the factory scope. To me, the scope was just, pretty low quality. Doesn't take away from the Wrath. I mean, I still like the crossbow and enjoy shooting it, but I felt like it needed a better optic. So I was on either eBay or Amazon, I can't remember. But I found this one. You see the name there, Ma3ty Crossbow Scope. And so I mounted it on the 430 and started sighting it in. And I was also shooting my Excalibur crossbow. And one of the things that I noticed very quickly was when you look through this scope and go, looking at the reticle, the yardage indicator numbers that are beside the hash lines are much larger than what's on my factory Excalibur scope. And the Excalibur was supposed to, it does have the upgraded scope on it. So anyway, this scope has much bigger numbers, and to me it's a whole lot easier to see. So I enjoyed a lot shooting through this scope. Now, and one thing else that's really notable about this, and when I'm looking at the Excalibur, is this one does say made in China. The Excalibur scope, on the bottom of it, there is no tag that says made in China, at least not one that I can see. But the scope body, I mean, every one of the contours, the tube, the main tube, the ocular end down here, the way that it's kind of a rounded type dome system where the turrets sit, it looks virtually identical to the Excalibur's scope body as well. The only thing that I can find that's really different is the finish. This finish is a little bit more of a darker matte. That one is a little bit more shiny. I don't mean a gloss or anything, but it has a little bit more of a shine. This one's matte. And the little hash marks here for the gripping marks to turn the ring on the Excalibur, they're a little bit finer. There's a few more of them. So, is it totally possible to believe that there is a Chinese scope manufacturer that makes the tubes that sells them out to other people to do whatever they want to do with them and sell them as their products? Absolutely. I'm sure that happens. It's just, they're almost identical. So, but the thing that's surprising to me is in the Excalibur scope, how small the numbers are. So sometimes when the light gets a little bit lower, depending on your background, you're kind of struggling to see the actual yardage dot that you're on, where this one, it's so much bigger. I'll try to put this thing up here and see if we can get it in there, and I don't know how well it'll work. It's about as good as I can get it right there. And this scope is one of the more compact type designs from end to end. It's about 8.5 inches. When I got it, it did come with the lens covers as well, which is pretty cool. I want to say when I bought this thing, I paid around $150 for it. That's give or take $5. I'm real close. I don't remember exactly, but that is super close. So this scope, like I'm sure a lot of them, it indicates sighting it in. It says 10, then 20, and then try it at 50. And once you do that, go back again and shoot it at 50 and see if you're continually happy with where you're hitting. And then if you're not, then go to the dial indicator up here, and because this has for yardage, even though it changes the magnification, but it also adjusts where your point of impact is going to be yardage wise based on the feet per second of your bow. So if you were going by the Wrath 430's advertised statement, you would think you needed the ring all the way over here at 425, which really you needed to be at about 415 based off what the chronograph showed me. So yeah, you can do that with this one. And once again, I am really happy with this little scope, and I look forward to shooting it on the Wrath even more and getting used to it and getting it really dialed in. And I almost want another one of these to put on my Excalibur, because the numbers inside here, when you're seeing the yardage indicators beside the hash lines, are just so much bigger. I'm going to say they're easily twice the size of what's inside the Excalibur. So not a bad scope for the money. And if you're looking to upgrade one of those basic scopes that come on a crossbow that just have dots and no range numbers or anything like that, and you can help control it. And it's got a calibrated scale for you to control the magnification to help with your feet per second of your bow. This right here is a pretty good choice. All right, there you go. And forget how this looks. That, you know, I tried to show you the best I could, but they would do themselves a lot of justice if they would really put their actual reticle here and show how their yardage indicators go down the side. So it's really nice, and especially if your eyes are not as good as they used to be, you will really appreciate how big the numbers are inside this optic. All right, 30 millimeter, by the way, 30 millimeter tube here. This one came with the rings as well. It's illuminated when you turn it on, so it's got red and green adjustable brightnesses for red and green. Good little scope. All right. So if you're in the market for an upgrade, I would recommend this. All right, that's it. Have a good one.